All right, kids, so last week we started the first part of this project. This is what it's going to turn out looking like when it's done. This is the completed project, and this is where we're going to end up with today. Last week you used your plastic bag to create this green texture, and you used some crayons to make the lines. So we got to finish this up. So things you're going to need today. You might want to add some more texture or colors using your crayons. These actually show up pretty decently on the color paper. If you have your handy dandy, the things that you don't have from the art kit, if you happen to have a white or any other color crayon that you want to use, by all means, pull that puppy out and use it. Appropriate scissors. That means scissors that are right for you. I had somebody tell me yesterday, I don't have big scissors, I have little scissors. Well, of course you have little scissors. You've got little tiny hands. Trying to use big scissors like this would not end well. You need to have appropriate scissors. Hopefully your grown-up helped you out. If this is all you have, then come to toothbrush. But this is what I have. You need your glue. This is important because we're gluing stuff down today, kids. And I would also recommend having a pencil because if you make a mistake, it's easy to deal with a pencil. You're going to need your artwork. And remember, I told you last week, just leave it in your pad, in your sketch pad, because then look, boom, I open it up. Here it is. So you should have something that looks like this from last week. This is perfect. And yours is fine. Some people couldn't get the plastic bag to work. It's okay. It's all right. It's not a big deal. And you're going to need your colored paper. I keep my colored paper in this folder. So now I'm going to take a look and see what color I want to use. In this one, I use black. However, any dark color would work. You can see how light this is. So I want to think about, well, what will this stand out against? So white would be a no good choice, not good at all. But purple would work. I like the purple. Let's see what other dark colors we have. You can do brown, orange, maybe. I mean, what I would do, boys and girls, hold your work up to the paper. This one I think is too bright. It's like Goldilocks, right? That might work, right? I don't know. If you want, the brown would work. Maybe you do the brown. I don't know. Yellow, I think, is too bright. Blue, green. I'm gonna go brown. I feel like I'm gonna go brown. So here's the brown. That will work. So I'm going to take these sheets, I'm going to put them aside, and all the rest of my paper I'm going to put back in my folder because that's where it's safe. Get it all organized, put it in my folder. And remember, I keep scraps of paper. I often recommend this. Keep it in there in case I need it. Boom. All taken care of. As a matter of fact, I even go one step further with this folder. Take my sketch pad, throw it in there. Next week, when it's time for art, everything's in the right spot. And I highly recommend having a safe place for all of your artwork. So I'm going to use this brown sheet of paper, and I'm going to obviously use this. So we worked on this last week. I'm going to flip the paper over to the back, and we're going to draw some shapes. I want to draw 6 lines, 6 of them, okay? And you can draw any type of line. Remember, we went over lines before. You could draw zigzag lines. You could draw curvy lines. So think about the shape, but remember you have to cut it. So, and I'm going to use my pencil. So for this line, I'm going to draw, looks like teeth. Let's call it the toothy line. I don't know what else to call it. Looks like there's a tooth there. There's a tooth there. And we're just going to go straight across. Maybe it won't be 6 lines. We'll see how many we can fit. And notice, like I said before, I'm drawing on the back of my artwork because if I make a mistake, I can go and I can erase it and fix it. And this is the side that's going to get glue. So keep that in mind. This side gets glue. So if you make a mistake on this side, you will not see it. So on this, then I'm going to put another line here. Who's going to be 4 lines? Let's do a zigzag line. So it's like you're going to make a triangle, but you're not. Again, this one also looks like teeth. This looks like, I don't know, square teeth, and this looks crazy. This reminds me of my monster project. But Claudia Chaseling, you're probably like, what are you doing, Miss M? We're making lines, kids. All right, so there's 2 lines. And then we're going to do some lines going this way. So I'm going to do a wavy line, and you can even do multiple wavy lines. And notice I'm doing this very carefully. You could do a straight line. Straight lines are awesome. Boom. And maybe wavy, straight. Maybe another zigzag. Isn't that pretty awesome? Boom. So actually I have 5 sets of lines. You can even put another set in, but I think this is good. So I have some good size pieces. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got about 12 pieces when I cut this up. I'm gonna put my pencil back in its safe place. I'm done with the pencil. It goes back in my drawer. I have a drawer. All of my art supplies live there, and they're safe until next week. Now I'm going to take my scissors. Now, how do we cut with scissors? You're going to put your scissors in your hands that you write with. That's the side that goes in the holes. This hand holds the paper and turns the paper. This is important. You turn the paper with your holding hand. Now, I am right-handed, so the right hand just opens and closes the scissor. The left hand turns the paper. And I'm going to follow these lines as if they are a road. Follow. Take your time. I know this is not easy. So these lines, these are a road map that our scissors go down. I just open and close the scissors with the right hand. I'm just resting my right hand on the table because it's just the right height. In and out, in and out. Try to stay as close to the line as you can. Like here, I made a little mistake and I wasn't quite on the line, but that's okay because you know what? When I glue this down, you'll never see it. Now you may or may not use all of these pieces. Because I'm crazy, I will recommend saving these because I assure you, I totally am telling you this right now. We are going to do other projects. We're having scraps, just like we did when we had the tree and the gingerbread person, where we use scraps. And sometimes you just need a little piece of paper that's different to make a little teeny tiny detail, an accent maybe. Boom, just like that. Okay, now Cut here. See, there's a line here. I got to cut down the line. Here's my wavy gravy line. You could do all wavy lines. You could do a lot of zigzags. You can do any type of line you need. You can't do a dashed line. That wouldn't turn out well. Or like those curly Q lines that curl over themselves. That will not work well either. But this going in and out business, this works well. And like I said, my right hand is trying to stay in one spot. My left hand is moving the pedal. Just going to open and close my right hand. It's just holding my scissors. So I'm getting all of these like puzzle pieces. Isn't that crazy? I'm making a puzzle. Now you know how to make a puzzle. Okay, that piece is done. So I keep dropping the paper. In and out, back and forth. Now I want to be careful where this line is. I might just cut it there. Otherwise it just doesn't make any sense. So I can make some changes. Okay, I am done. Well, I might need the scissors again, actually. That's not really true. So look at all these puzzle pieces. Now you're going to take a look at them. And we're going to talk about composition and space. So there's two kinds of space. There's positive space, negative space. Negative space is the background of your picture. Positive space is usually what you're drawing. Now, I know we are doing abstract expressionism, so usually we do not focus, but in this case, the positive space are these puzzle, we'll call them puzzle pieces for lack of a better term. They're these pieces, these puzzle pieces. These are positive. That's how we're going to remember it. The color paper becomes the negative space. The negative space are these shapes that are made between. So if you stop thinking about just the positive and you go, look at this interesting shape. This shape goes from here, over here, in the background, all over here. Are there places where it's closed off? I can't fit in here, but look at the shape that it makes. Negative space is just as important as positive space. And the arrangement, the composition. Composition is how we arrange things. Just like in your room, you arrange your furniture, you arrange your whatever, your toys. So this is not arranged, this is a pile. Negative space. Let's work on our positive space. So we want to find a home for some of these pieces. You're not going to fit all of them. If you did, you would have no negative space. So you want to take out the pieces that are what you think are the most interesting. I like that piece. That's a cool piece. So you want to look at them. Maybe you want like a corner piece, or maybe you don't want corner pieces. You might say, forget about corner pieces. I don't need those things. And that doesn't mean you have to have them in the corner. You can arrange them however you like. I would recommend if you have one piece in the corner, perhaps one more, and that's it. Don't do all of them. Perhaps these have a lot of straight lines. You want to have a piece that goes like this in that corner, and maybe, and also think about the colors. I don't have anything red here yet, but if I put that one in, I have red, pink, I want some purple. Who doesn't want purple or pink? Look, I got purple and pink, and I want to fit them in somewhere. You could overlap some, but you want to leave some space on the frontier in between some of these pieces. You know, I usually don't do this, but I actually like the way this is looking. Look at that. Check that out. Maybe that's like a thing with this one. Maybe I could have some of this. Look at this. Look at that. How awesome is that? All right. So I got that going on. I got this going on. This is kind of cool. I like that. And I'm thinking, well, what else do I want to have? Perhaps I don't want this. Perhaps I want this. Perhaps I want that. Maybe I do want more corner pieces. Maybe I want a small piece. I don't like that piece. There. See, I don't like this space. But you could go back, and I'm going to do something super crazy. You don't have to do this, but I want to have repeating this. So I'm looking at these, and I know it's crazy, where I'm trying to make little spaces in between, and that's what you want to think about. When Claudia does this, she thinks about how these spaces layer and what happens. So now I'm to my trusty friend glue. And we've all been very careful with our glue and made sure the cap's been on. So I know all of my friends have some good glue. And you're going to put glue on the back and put your pieces down. Very cool. So I'm always thinking about the space, not to be confused with the space program. Now I'm doing my gluing over top of my artwork, which you should not do. Look, I just got glue there. Luckily, this glue, it dries clear, so it's okay. It's okay. But you may want to put your artwork aside. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll put these pieces. I don't need those. I have some extra pieces. So I'll put my artwork to the side, and then I'll take a piece. And you might want to have a scrap piece of paper underneath this. You might want to have a paper towel. I don't know. Or you might just want to work on a table like I am, where it's easy, super easy to clean. This is my art table. So if it gets dirty, I clean it. And I really work down the sides. Now I want to think about, I want to glue these pieces down. That's not crazy. A lot of moving is now. I move my stuff a lot. I'm trying to keep stuff in the camera. You don't have that problem. You're not filming it unless you are. Maybe you are. I had somebody do that. They actually filmed themselves making art, and I thought that was awesome. I'm not requiring that though, because you'd have to have some type of a setup. They were feeling very creative that day, and they wanted to share with them. I'll do that. And I, feel free at any point to share videos with me, boys and girls. One of the nice things about Seesaw is that you can do that. I mean, not terribly long. We're not making movies here, but perhaps. All right, there you go. So there's that. There's that space. This is negative space. This is positive space. Very cool. I am going to have this piece like that. So remember I said we're not done with the scissors yet? Yeah, that's because I'm going to do this. Is cool. So I'm going to make this go off the page. Why? Why are you doing that with them? That doesn't make any sense. No, it makes perfect sense. Because now, then you'll see what I'm going to do. So this piece in here, ooh, I like this better. I'm not going to lie. You can come back and see these ends because this is sticking to my table. I'm going to cut that off. Oh, you're a genius. Now I have this piece. And see, I change things. I'm like, I like the way this is turning out. I am going to make this. So now I have a little diagonal action going. Can you have pieces overlap? Sure you can. But you still want to think about those spaces in between. The spaces in between. What's going on? What shapes are you making with the spaces in between? It's a weird thing to think about. Check that out. Right now, I'm going to flip my paper over. Boom. But I think it needs something else. I just don't know what. Ooh, maybe. I feel like I need something here. Right here, like I got a big space here. I feel like I need a little something. I'm going crazy with this. There you go. There's a crazy shape right there. Boom. Oh, like this. Look at that. And it makes this shape like that. This is going to work, people. I like it. Flip it over. Glue it. And take your time. I'm doing this really fast. And keep in mind, this is the second one that I've done. And when this is the second one that you've done, it's a little easier. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And I do want to put something up here. I feel like that's too empty. And notice you could still see the brown paper underneath, which is the negative space. But I want to put some stuff up here. There. I'm going to cut this. We're going to do a little trimmy trim. Don't do that to your bags. Do that to your paper. There we go. Oh, I like that. So now I am done with my glue. I'm going to put this away. So here we are. But we still have more to do. So Claudia Chaseling often will have like layer upon layer of these lines and these crazy shapes going on. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put these away before they get lost. These are going into my folder so that I have some scraps in here. So next time, if I need some scrap paper, it's right there. Awesome. Right like that. So here we go. And look at this negative space. Negative space, positive. Look at this shape. I made a line without making a line. Here's another one. I made another line. How many lines did you make? Pretty cool, huh? Okay. At this point, you may add some other colors. So we could make some more colors, perhaps. Not colors, but we could make some more lines, I should say. You might want to add. And don't color the whole thing. Just think about, maybe I'll add a line. There. Maybe I'll add a line. There. Perhaps I'll dig some of these out. These are good ones. The one thing at first I was like, I'm not going to do brown because brown's not going to show up. You can do any other color, but the color, well, sometimes it does show up, but I don't think it's going to show up here. Do any other color. So you could go right across here and add another one. And you could also use the end of yours and add some stuff. So you can add some more lines. You can even do shorter lines. And now you have your own Claudia Chaseling inspired abstract expressionist artwork. What do you think of that? All right, boys and girls, and negative space. Look at this crazy negative space. Positive space. The shapes we made with the paper from last week. Make sure you send in a I want you to send in a video and I want you to tell me this is negative, negative space, this is positive. Send me a video. Negative space. And you could even tell me what line. Look, I made a zigzag line right here with the negative space. I made a curvy line. I made a zigzag. Or positive space. These shapes are positive space. See if anybody does that. Send it to me in Seesaw. Thank you. Have a great day.